Well, there's where we're starting. If you notice, right there's the time. Not that you can see it while you're riding because it's so small, but I suppose if you got real close you could see it. And that comes on if you have the app hooked up with the Bluetooth. And another thing that also happens is if someone sends you a text, it'll actually read right across here and let you know that. So that's kind of neat. Let's get going. Yeah, the other day I was having my wife pick me up a salt block, and I was out on my ride, and all of a sudden there was a message on top of my thing here, and I thought maybe something was going on, and I looked at it and said, "They're all out of your salt block." And I thought, what? What's going on here? My odometer is talking to me. But yeah, it's got a thing where it sends your messages over to you and it shows up on your display. So I think that's kind of neat. All right, well, I come back to get my coat because, man, that's cold out here. Didn't realize it. It's supposed to be a little warmer than this, and yeah, so I come back and get my coat. All right, let's try this again. I don't like being cold. Well, maybe I'd work into it, but that wind is really strong today, so went back and got my coat. If I sweat, I sweat. Man, at least I know I won't freeze to death. It's in the 50s. I know, I'm a wimp. But it was in the 80s the other day. It was 79, 80. It kind of spoiled me. I need to move to Arizona, I think, where I can ride all year. Of course, probably in the summertime it gets so hot you can't ride there. I love the look of those lilac trees in the spring when they bloom. This one's not all the way bloomed here. We'll get those in a couple days. Well, I can sure smell them though. Oh, I'm glad I went back and got my coat. But man, that wind is cold. Oh, I love how this thing climbs hills when it's in all-wheel drive. I can actually gain speed on these really steep hills. Guy with a horse, he's out training the horse, and whenever he sees me on the bike, he heads for the ditch. Horse gets spooked otherwise. So I try to take it easy around him. I have spooked a kid, probably 18 years old maybe. His mule or his horse got spooked and it took off. And then one time there was a guy walking with a horse. He was sitting on a horse and leading the horse by a bridle in the back. I didn't even know the little kid was on there. And I come up on him, and the horse or the mule or whatever it was just kind of stepped to one side, kind of startled a little bit. And that kid fell off that horse all the way to the ground. Oh, I felt so bad. And the Amish guy said, "Oh, it's just as much my fault as it is yours. I should have grabbed him right away." But I thought, man, he's so little. I think he was only like 2 years old. I mean, he can barely hold on by himself. So ever since that time, I kind of watch out for him. If I can avoid him, I will, but if not, I'll slow way down. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my full ride in today because it's supposed to rain toward the end of the time that I'm on my ride, so I'm going to have to try to kind of stick kind of close to home. I don't mean real close to home, I mean stick around so if I need to get home, I can get home within a few minutes. I don't like to get caught in the downpour, especially with lightning and thunder and stuff. So I won't go on any real long excursion to where I'm getting further and further away from the house. I just make kind of a circle and I come back to the road that leads back to my house. So if at any time I need to cut it short, I can just head for the house real fast. Because Papa don't like to get wet. Yeah, this is a hump on this hill. Let's see how it feels compared to the H8. Right here. Okay. I could feel it, but with the H8, it seemed like it would knock me a little bit out of control. You know, it would kind of make the bike unstable when it hit it, where this just went across it. I don't mean to be comparing this all the time with the H8, but that's all I know. That was my last bike, and I put almost 14,000 miles on it, so you know that comparison is going to be there because that's the last bike I rode. Yeah, this road through here was really bad. With the H8, I was looking for the smoothest part of the road to stay on, but this one here, I can just ride, especially with my suspension seat. You know, the suspension seat, even on this full suspension bike, really makes a difference. If I had to guess, I would say the H8, when it had the suspension seat, is about how this rides before I put the suspension seat on. But then once you put the suspension seat on, then it really gets nice. And like I told someone in the comment the other day, you know, my butt is so used to this suspension seat that it'd be hard for me to go away from it. I probably got 18 or 20,000 miles. I'd have to look it up. But I have a lot of miles on this seat. I bought this one right when I got my H8, so that's almost 14,000 miles there. And then I think I had like 4,000 miles on my ecotric when I bought it, so that's another 6,000. So yeah, it's got to be pushing 20,000. Yeah, in my last video I did on the Jumbo, I compared the speed of my legs with riding this and riding the H8, and on this one my cadence is quite a bit faster. So I have a crank set on order. It's supposed to be here this weekend, so hopefully that'll solve that a little bit, because if I go too fast, my hip and my back begins to hurt so bad. And so I'm trying to get this to dial in so it's just like me riding the H8, except my battery is built in and I got full suspension. So that makes a difference. But I'll still be riding the H8. We'll see which one gets to 15,000 first, the H8 or this. Well, I'm glad I went back and got my coat. I'm just about comfortable right now. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. There's another tree in full bloom. Yeah, there's where we went so far. Well, it's starting to rain here a little bit, so I don't know if we're gonna get our whole ride in today. Yeah, big old sprinkles hitting me. Yeah, I was doing 32 on the flat, put it in all-wheel drive to get up this hill here. And as you can see, it almost keeps the same speed, and this is a pretty steep hill. So that's neat. Yeah, it is raining pretty good now. I mean, not hard or nothing, but pretty steady. The road's getting all wet. Up here, at the end of this road, I got to make a decision. Do I go further away or do I head toward the house? decided to go away from the house. So see if I regret this decision or not. Cold day to be getting wet. But we shall see. This is that area where all the toilet paper was in the trees. Look at it, it's almost all completely gone. A few here and there you can see, but it goes away pretty fast. Well, just like clockwork, you turn and go away from the house. It starts raining harder. But maybe I'll ride out of it here. I don't know, don't look too promising. Looks like it's raining pretty good everywhere. All I can say is I'm glad I went back and got my coat. At least this coat will repel the rain a little bit. Keep my upper body from getting soaked. Because I can feel it through my pants. The rain's cold. Look at the lilies. All alongside the road back there. Hey, there's a really bad dips in the road here that really had to be careful. It looks like they filled it in with blacktop. Didn't make it a whole lot better, but at least it's not a big dip. All right, I feel a little better now. I'm headed toward the house. But it's pretty much a steady rain now, so yeah, not gonna get as many miles as I would have. Because I'm not gonna ride 60 miles in the rain. So we'll kick this thing on all-wheel drive and we'll just ride this back to the crib. As my friends in the military used to say. I know that probably dates me, right? Ah, yeah. Hopefully it'll be better than the gravel. Sometimes when they fix the roads here, they put concrete and it's like the guys don't know what they're doing. Really rough, hilly and bumpy, and it's what you would expect from a person who didn't do it very often. And you would think that they would do it, pretty often. The rain really slowed down here, so up here I'll make a decision again. Go away from the house or go toward the house. We'll see. It's kind of sprinkling again now. I keep running in and out of it. Well, I am going away from the house again. Rain has slowed, so maybe I can get some more miles in. Well, now it's really starting to rain. I got another couple miles to go this way, and then I can turn around and go back the other way. Of course, by that time it'll stop, and then I'll go further probably. Because Papa don't like to get wet. But Papa wants to get his miles in. So we'll just keep going here. Well, it's raining pretty good now. Looks like Papa gonna get wet. But good news is that we're headed back toward the house now. So maybe it'll slow down enough so I can get home. There's what we got so far. You can probably see it better than I can. Oh, look at the trees. They're pretty. Oh, look at the Studebaker hawk. That's pretty too. I'll be home in probably 10 minutes. Just kind of a steady rain. And not a downpour or nothing, but just enough to get you wet. But I'm gonna head for the house. About 40 some miles, I think it is. So yeah, I'm actually probably just 2 or 3 miles away from the house, I would guess. But it is starting to rain harder. All right, well there's where it is. Had to stop and get a package from the UPS guy, but $3.59 was 16. So about 43 miles, I think, if I figured that right. Averaged about 25 miles per hour. Of course, I don't know if that's just this time or all time. Hopefully I can figure out how to reset this thing. But there it is. Raining pretty good. Oh, but I'm gonna go put my bike away. But anyways, thanks for riding along with me today. It's kind of a wet day, but we're racking up some miles on this thing. And stay tuned, I'll be doing my 500-mile review here real soon. Probably in 3 or 4 days, I would think. Of course, if the weather cooperates. Alrighty, this is Papa Blue Shirt. Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you.